The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may contain income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.
Well, good evening and welcome to the OPTAVIA trilogy presentation. We'll have some inspiring stories for you tonight, and we're really looking forward to a great call. My name is Shirley Mast. I am a certified OPTAVIA coach, and my journey to health, I'll share a bit of my story actually as we get started. My journey began with my own personal health journey. I started this program at close to 400 pounds. But when my physician recommended the program to me, I was skeptical at best because at that point I had tried everything, nothing worked, and I had no reason to think that this would be anything different. So, but fortunately, I didn't have the nerve to tell my physician that I wouldn't try a program that he thought would be safe and effective and helpful to me. 2 weeks into the program, I realized what this was doing for me. I was losing weight at a rate that I didn't think was possible. And I felt good, and I loved the simplicity of the program. I loved the support, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is gonna work for me. I lost 215 pounds on this program, and I'll tell you guys, I think on my personal health journey, the fact that I've got the tools, the ongoing support, yes, it means that I can effectively lose the weight, but it also means that I have the confidence to not be afraid that the weight is ever coming back. So it's led to some really amazing opportunities as we started coaching. So once we started coaching, I was about halfway to my health goal. I was down about 100 pounds, which would sound impressive, except remember I started at close to 400. So I started coaching when I was about 300 pounds, but people figured, well, if Shirley can do this, I can do it too. And our business grew very quickly. I really had started coaching because I wanted to make sure I was going to ensure my own health. I figured coaches are probably going to stay healthier long term, right? I mean, it only makes sense. And so I wanted to ensure my own health, but I'm a registered nurse. I love helping people. I could see that this worked. I wanted to pay it forward. So that's really what brought me to coaching, but our business grew very quickly. Word of mouth is very powerful. And when I helped some people get healthy and they told their friends and they told their friends and so on. And so our business grew quickly, and actually we grew our business to a level that my husband was able to actually come home and work with me full time. We love working together, and it's led to some really amazing opportunities. Some of you are aware that I had the opportunity to represent OPTAVIA on the cover of Women's World magazine, an amazing opportunity, and a lot of people got healthy because of that. It gave a lot of people a chance to realize, oh, this could work for them too. But I'll tell you personally, for me, one of the gifts of coaching for me is that it gives me the health, the energy to be fully present for my family, to be a grandmother that can go to the park with my 4-year-old granddaughter and slide down the slide with her. I can lay on the ground and play with my grandson, and I can be fully present for them. For Cliff and I, we've loved that coaching has given us the opportunity to invest our time and resources into the things that really matter to us. So there's a little bit of my backstory, and I'm gonna have some other people sharing their stories this evening. I think you're gonna find this to be pretty inspirational. But before I go into more of the details on our transformational program, I'd like to give you a little bit more of a background on who we are. You might be thinking, well, who is OPTAVIA? Well, our company's committed to providing solutions for creating optimal health. We have over 30,000 independent OPTAVIA health coaches and healthcare professionals. Our co-founder is Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. He's a New York Times best-selling author. He's a physician who was the 10th board certified critical care physician in the country. He helped to pioneer the subspecialty of critical care and loved the work that he was doing, but he realized that he was doing a lot of responding to disease instead of truly helping people create health in the way that he wanted to. And so he gave up a very successful practice and has devoted his career to helping people create health. And at OPTAVIA, we talk about our mission being offering to the world lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. At OPTAVIA, Medifast is our parent company. You may have heard of Medifast. Medifast is the leader in safe, effective, proven meal replacements for over 30 years. And our programs and products have been proven safe. We've had clinical studies conducted by researchers from major university teaching hospitals. We're an American company. We own our own research and development, our own manufacturing, and our warehousing facilities. And we've got a strong corporate and field leadership. I know one of the things I was most impressed by as I got to know more about this company was the integrity, not only of the field leadership, but of the corporate leadership as well. We're working together hand in hand to help really make an impact on our world. Our company is a New York Stock Exchange company. We're financially solid, US based. And you'll like this, guys. So far, over 1 million lives have been impacted. And guys, we're just getting started. So at OPTAVIA, we talk about lifelong transformation. That's not a quick fix. This is lifestyle transformation. Lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. Now, you all don't have to go far or look around very far to realize that we've got a health epidemic. And it's not just a physical epidemic of obesity, but we've got a financial epidemic as well. Worldwide, the worldwide obesity rate has nearly tripled since 1975. And most of the world's population live in countries where overweight and obesity kills more people than underweight does. Here in America, almost a third of adults with partners would say that money is a major source of conflict in their relationship. Some of you listening to this call might fit into that category. And 69% of workers were stressed over their finances. I know that I used to work with people that were very stressed over their finances. Fully 72% admitting to worrying about their personal finances at work. So it's, yes, we've got physical problems. We've also got financial problems that really need a solution. So you might be wondering, well, okay, how does this program work? Well, I'll give you kind of a quick overview, remembering again that these components are designed to help create lifelong transformation, habit transformation, okay? So the first component is the independent OPTAVIA coach. Our clients are working one-on-one with someone who's investing their time to help the clients reach the goals that matter to them. They'll help with goal setting. They'll help them as they move forward on their health journey. The second component is our Habits of Health transformational system. This was written by Dr. Anderson. I mentioned him to you earlier, and it's designed to help break down healthy habits into small steps that people can apply to help truly change the trajectory of their life. The third part, one of my favorites, this OPTAVIA community. I know on my own health journey, this OPTAVIA community really has become my safe place when it comes to my health. There is something really compelling about getting together with lots of other people who are in the same mission, same goal, the same positive life affirming people. And I've just fallen in love with this OPTAVIA community, and I think you will too. Fourth is our OPTAVIA fuelings. Our fuelings are phenomenal, world-class. It's part of the reason why I could so safely and effectively and quickly, frankly, lose my weight. But it's also part of the reason why I've got good and healthy nutrition now. Now, before we move on a little further, I really want to give you a chance to hear a story from another coach. I'd like to introduce to you one of the coaches in our team. Her name is Susan Hinkle. We've been working together with her for years. She's got an amazing story. And Susan, I'd love to have you share that with everyone this evening.
Great, thank you so much. So when my good friend first reached out to me about being a health coach, I had no interest whatsoever in adding anything yet to my life. I was very happy. I had a job that I loved as a health and phys ed teacher. I had a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. a husband that I really enjoyed spending time with. And I just didn't see how adding something else to my plate was going to give me more time with them, which is what I was lacking by my long commute to school and spending so much time working on preparing as a teacher. So I wasn't very interested, is what I will say. And my friend just graciously stayed in contact with me. She knew that she had something that was going to be of value to me and my family that I couldn't quite see. So she stayed in touch with me, and in about 5 months, she reached out to me and said, "So have you been thinking about this?" And I said, "You know what? Chad needs to lose weight," meaning my husband, "and maybe we should be clients because he has all these excuses all the time. He doesn't wake up and work out in the morning like I am. You know, I'm waking up and going to school and trying to lose this baby weight, and he's not. So how about we be clients?" So we chose to be clients, and within 2 months, we had a lot of results that people were noticing and commenting on us. And I said, "You just need to talk to my coach. You know, she's awesome and she'll help you out." And she kept saying, "Why don't you help him?" I was like, "I'm not interested. Nope." And then there was this one teacher that said, "No, I want you to coach me." And I thought, I really don't want to be a coach. So I said, "All right, now, what is up with this coaching thing? Tell me, please." And I said, "I'll be honest, if I can't make $500 a month, it's not even worth my time. It just isn't." And they kind of laughed at that, because anyone who's been an OPTAVIA coach, they know that it only took me about 17 days to make $500, because they gave you that $100 bonus that got me all fired up. So it became more than that to me. As I started to enjoy seeing other people get the results that Chad and I were seeing in our own lives, it really fueled my fire. And I really started to love this coaching thing. And at that point, my goals really started to change. My thoughts started to change as to what I wanted to become. And I decided I wanted to be a full-time health coach. So we worked on that. And the spring of 2019, I got to leave my teaching job. And I am a full-time health coach. And I will tell you that it is a true healthy balance in my life, where I have purpose and I get to help other people. I get to spend time with my family in the morning, getting them ready for their day. Spend time on the road with my husband if he's traveling. I can work from the car. And my favorite thing is waiting for the school bus and throwing football with my son, or kicking a ball, or teaching him to juggle, whatever it is that I used to do with other people's kids. So it's funny how the one thing that I thought was going to take time from my family actually gave me more quality time with them. And I'm ever grateful for my coach seeing that and not giving up on me.
And we are ever grateful that you finally saw what this could do for you. It's been so much fun watching this evolve for you as you've been doing the work. You've been doing the work to help assist people, but it's also been a real benefit to your family. And I'm so happy for you, Susan. Thanks for sharing this evening. Now, some of you might be watching this and thinking, well, okay, well, tell me a little bit more about this. Well, let me tell you, when we talk about coaching, we're helping people create optimal health. We talk about offering the trilogy of optimal health. So coaching uses a combination of approach of one-on-one, team, and community support for clients, and providing guidance and encouragement along the way. So the coach focuses on the client's values and needs and visions and goals in 3 principal areas. We look at healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. So the community of coaches is really striving to not just only improve these areas of their own lives, but they're also improving the lives of the people that they connect with. And these 3 areas are pretty powerful areas in your life, wouldn't you say? And they all tend to fit together. You'll find that if your body's healthy, but your mind is not healthy, or your finances are not healthy, it has an impact on your physical health as well. So we talk about healthy mind or healthy body being a focus on physical well-being, healthy mind focusing on improving your mental well-being, and then healthy finances focusing on the financial well-being. Now you might be wondering, okay, well, what are the benefits of becoming a coach? Well, one of the things is the very first thing that comes to my mind is it does reinforce your own decision to be healthy. It's a significant reason why I decided to coach. And it also allowed me to pay it forward, to make a difference, to impact people's lives in a way that I hadn't been able to do before. It's really, honestly, it's quite a lot of fun. If you had been able to be in here listening into some of these coaches before we got started on this call, we're all having a really good time. And I find that not only is it rewarding to me, but I get to hang out with people that I like to hang out with, people that energize me, because we're all working together on the same mission. There's compensation involved. Now, there's a lot of emotional compensation when somebody comes to me and says, Shirley, you helped change my life. Or because of you in this program, I'm able to be here and be present for my children in a way that I couldn't before. That's what we talk about being the currency of goodwill. But there's also the opportunity for coaching to fulfill your financial needs and goals. I think for me, one of the driving forces for me is this opportunity to make a real difference in someone's life. To have someone say, because of you, my life has changed. That's legacy stuff for me. I will, on my last day on this earth, look back on my season of working as a coach and think, oh my word, I'm so glad that I decided to do that, because so many lives have been able to be changed as a result of that. Now, our coaching model uses a progressive growth model. So when someone gets started as a coach, they start first as an OPTAVIA coach, acquiring and supporting clients. You can move through these competencies as slowly or as quickly as you want. You can go as far as you want. You may decide you just want to support clients. That's fine. Some people will decide that they want to go on and become a business coach. So a business coach, in addition to acquiring and supporting clients, a business coach is acquiring and working with coaches and teaching them how to be successful. You may choose to move on and continue to grow. A business leader gets to work with clients and build teams of coaches and teams of business coaches. So I know for me, I love all three of these stages. I love working with clients. I love helping coaches start building their skills. I love helping to develop leaders. I find all of it to be very rewarding. And the degree of compensation with this will follow the skill sets and your level of activity. Now, the next people that I'd love to have share this evening, I love all of my coaches, but these two have kind of a special spot in my heart, okay? Because, whoops, and I'm going too quickly through my slides. When I got started on my health journey, my youngest son had followed me into obesity, and I had no idea how to help him because I didn't know how to help me. As I started getting healthier, I said to him, you know, when you're ready, I can help you. And bless his heart, he followed me right back out of obesity and has gone on to create with his beautiful wife, Christa, a really fantastic story as OPTAVIA coaches. So Cameron and Shirley Mast would love to hear from you. Tell us a little bit more of your story.
Thanks, Mama. Thanks for having us on tonight. It's really wonderful to be here. So as you've seen, my family was pretty unhealthy. And that's what we grew up with. I was over 230 pounds, obese at that point. And like my mom said, we didn't really know what to do. We didn't have the tools and resources. So she got started on program and I waited about 6 months. But then at that point, I was ready. I was ready to make the decision. And I lost 70 pounds. Now, the 70 pounds was a phenomenal thing. I had more energy. I felt better. But honestly, the biggest impact for me has been the mental shift, because getting physically healthy and having that energy gave me the confidence to really figure out who I was and to also build stronger relationships with those around me. It just allowed me that mental space to be confident in who I was and to be able to reach out to others. Now, results not typical, but I started coaching in college and talking to this girl about health because I thought, she could really benefit from our program. Just fast forward that story. Now we're married and we have a child. So again, results not typical, but honestly, this has been one of the greatest things about my health journey.
Yes. So I came to OPTAVIA when Cameron so graciously shared this gift with me when he was in college and started coaching. So I came to our program and I lost 40 pounds myself, which really gave me, as a performer, the confidence and the freedom to be able to perform and to do my best in that. But actually, my weight loss really spurred on for me the beginning of my potential to help me create the life that I loved and to really help me utilize my passions. I had so many passions, and coaching helped me to create the life that I wanted instead of just live by the status quo. And so I love so much about looking forward to our future, but the things that excite me the most are thinking forward. We have a 15-month-old daughter, and I am so excited that we will get to share with her who we are becoming and what we are learning, and to get to pass that on to her. So I now get to coach from home, and that is so exciting for me to be able to help others, like Shirley said. So I get excited when I think about our daughter and the fact that we will be able to model for her what it looks like to respond to the world around her, and to respond using stop, challenge, and choose, and use emotional intelligence, to show her what it means to make a difference in the world and to be a leader in her world and to live a life that adds value to others, because that's what we get to do with coaching and why we love this. We get to leave an impact and leave a legacy.
Yeah. And honestly, the greatest gift that I have been given from this journey is the vehicle that OPTAVIA has become to organize our life around what matters most to us. My wife has stayed home with our daughter the entire time. She's been able to work from home with our business. I'm home a couple days a week because I'm only working a few days a week at a local restaurant, and we're working on bringing me home because one of the things that I want the most is to be home with my family, because they're one of the things that matter to me the most in this world. And I want to be present with my family as they grow up and to be able to be that positive influence in their life.
Thanks for letting us share.
And the thing is, you expect me to talk after that. All of the mothers and grandmothers on the call are now like, they're all grabbing their tissues. But you know what? I'll tell you guys, OPTAVIA has, for our family, had a massive impact. For me to think about the idea that Cassie may never need to struggle with her weight the way Cameron and I did, that we have perhaps actually broken the generational cycle of obesity, is an amazingly precious gift. So thanks guys for sharing your story, and I will get all sappy and sentimental about that later when the call is over. So let me move on a little bit. You might be wondering, okay, well, this sounds great. Those stories really inspired me. So how does it work for coaches? Well, this is a relational model. Okay, and we're focused on optimal well-being. One of the things I love about being a coach is that I'm self-employed and independent. I worked for years in the local hospital as a registered nurse in labor and delivery. And it was transformational, cool stuff, but I gotta tell you, this is better. I get to watch lives change, and I get to be my own boss, set my own hours, and work on a schedule that works for me. There's full-time or part-time opportunities. You might decide that you want to do this full-time like Cliff and I do. You may want to just help a few people. It's really up to you. You can have this build to the level that you would like it to be based on the work that you want to do. There's a low startup and operating costs and no inventory. I previously worked with a job that did involve inventory, and every January that rolls around, I am so grateful that no inventory is involved with being an OPTAVIA coach. And I love the flexibility. I can work from any place where I've got my phone, I've got my computer, I have internet. So for Cliff and I, what that means is 2 weeks ago, we worked from a cruise ship. We have already worked from Western Africa when we were on a trip there. You get a lot of flexibility. Cliff and I really enjoy traveling, and the fact that our business will travel with us is a huge plus. There's no quotas, there's no monthly purchases required. Again, this could be a large business if you want to do that. If you want it to be small, that can be an option for you as well. And we provide the training and support for you because we really want you to be able to build strong skill set. And so here's what I mean about that. When we talk about our OPTAVIA coach support, We have a comprehensive training system available to you. We find that the most effective way for you to learn is to learn as you earn. And so we do this on a mentorship model, working with you as you start to support your coaches. So you'll be working with a business coach and with your mentorship team. Here's what I mean by that. Using as an example, Cameron and Christa. So I'm directly sponsored by Dr. Anderson, the co-founder of the company. Cliff and I have sponsored Cameron and Christa. Cameron and Christa have in their team of support, not just me, but also Dr. A. You've got a team of coaches working together to support you. And that team coaching will allow you to take the strengths from everyone within your team to build your own business well. You get to work at your own pace. If you want to go fast, you can go fast. If you want to go slow, that's okay too. We also have local, regional, and national events available as well. In fact, Cliff and I have a local event coming up here in the Lancaster, PA area here very shortly. We have a national event coming up in July, and actually possibly we can put that link into the chat box. Our national convention is coming up in July in Atlanta. It will be our largest one ever. Last year we had about 11,000 coaches attending. This year will be considerably larger. If you're on this call, you are invited to join us. You don't need to be a coach in order to come to convention. We'd love to have you come. Come learn, come see what we're about. We'd be glad to have you there. And continue, I would say, as you continue to move forward as a coach, keep learning, keep growing, keep building your skills. So as you were listening to this, you might have been thinking, you know what, this really sounds good to me. And if it sounds good to you, this sounds like something you'd like to do, we'd invite you to join our mission. We're all working on helping this world create lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. We need more coaches, we need more help. So get in touch with whoever it was that invited you onto this webinar, or maybe shared the recording link with you and say, tell me more, I'm ready to get started. We would love to have you help us. Come join our mission. Let's work together to get the world healthier. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may have contained income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.